Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys, and welcome to a brand new episode of The Face Off. Ross, introduce the guest.
Today we have the Cage Conflict Flyweight title fight. We have the champion, the dark horse. He's undefeated at Flyweight. It's Ciaran Mulholland. And on the other side, we have IMAF gold medalist making his professional debut, the Ballymun Superman, Ciaran Harris. Lads, how you doing?
All good. Can't complain.
100%.
Go on, Ciaran, yeah? 100%. Feeling good.
We're ready to go. 3 weeks out, can't fucking wait.
That's it, lads. For the people that are unaware, Cage Conflict 6 returns to Belfast, and it's going to be on in the Devonish, and the two lads are taking on each other for the Flyweight title. Ross, the second this was announced, like, we're absolutely buzzing, yeah?
Yeah, I straight away think this is one of the best domestic fights that Ireland can put on. I think it's very rare.
There is nobody better.
That's it, yeah.
Two animals, know what I mean? The fight along coming as well.
You know, it's quite rare that on a card you get two flyweights headlining the show, but that just goes to show the caliber of these two athletes in the main event. They are two of the best Ireland has to offer. So, Ger, I'm going to start with yourself. What does it mean to you to make your debut on Cage Conflict and fight for the belt straight away?
To be honest, I don't really think too much about the belt. It's a look. I'm fucking delighted to making me pro debut and actually make a bang on the scene now. And like, especially fighting someone like Ciaran, fucking well rounded. Like, we know each other a while. Like, I've met him when we were away in Bahrain and that. He's a lovely unfle and he's a great fighter. So nobody I'd rather face than someone like himself. Know what I mean? There's no point in coming on and fighting bums. Like, know what I mean? You come out here and you fight the best. And from what I watched him, the same with Ciaran, he fights everybody. So, like, this fight's been probably coming a long time. Probably could have fought each other at amateur, but the times didn't link up. But yeah, no, it's going to be a great fight, and I'm looking forward to it. And it's going to be a great show, and I look forward to fighting on the show in the future as well. I'm staying busy at Pro. There's going to be no breaks. If there's a pull out a day before, I'll fight anybody. I don't give a fuck. Anybody can have it.
Get it.
I'm absolutely loving this, lads.
Ciaran, just to touch on yourself, obviously, since your move to Fight Academy Ireland, since your move back down to Flyweight, you've been undefeated. What has been the change in camp been like for you, and what's the change in mindset?
It's been massive. The change in mindset is just the guys I'm training with now. I sort of, when I was in my club, I was the best guy. There was no one really to push me on now. I'm up on the gym. When I'm training with absolute animals every day, I'm getting pushed every day. So the change in mindset is massive. But it's also the coaching structure. It's fantastic. I feel like I've improved tenfold, maybe 100-fold from joining Fight Academy Ireland, and the results speak for themselves. 3 finishes and 3 fights, 3 in a row last year. So, this is going to be a big year for me as well. I'm hoping to stay busy this year, maybe get 4 in this year. Obviously, COVID still sort of lingered about last year. I had two fights cancelled because of COVID, so hopefully COVID fucks off this year and we'll get at least 4 in.
Amen.
Do you think doing 3 5-minute rounds is going to go into your favour on this occasion, Ciaran?
I think this is going to be real fast pace. Whether it goes 1 round, whether it goes 3 rounds, it's going to be real fast pace. And that's something you don't really, you can't really lean on too much. I think obviously being at Ciaran's first 5-minute rounds inside the cage may play a bit factor, but I'm sure he's going to be well prepared.
And Ger, just want to touch on it. Obviously, you're moving up to 5-minute rounds, but also your cage time has been very limited for the last 2 years. I think we've only seen you out there twice. Are we going to see a different Ciaran Harris than we've ever seen before?
That's the case with every fighter. You can't look back at the last fights, especially amateur fights. You improve so much in between, but let me tell you, it's coming. Know what I mean? Or like, I'm always here to show him the best, and like, yeah, it's fucking. I'm always improving everywhere. I know Ciaran's a good lad. He's fighting out of a good gym as well. I know what that gym brings along. So, yeah, prepare them for everything. But I think ring time and ring rust, I think that's something people like to play on the head. I'm not worried about that. I'm bred for this. Know what I mean? I come here to fight. Know what I mean? Fighting is what I do. It's not something I just started because I wanted to be a fucking UFC fighter. And now I just always done this. So like ring rust and things like that, having big rounds in the gym every week. There's bleeding bodies coming through, different bodies, and we've always done 5-minute rounds. Like we've never done three. All our fight simulators, all 5-minute rounds. So like it'd be different to be in the cage, and it's gonna be a bit of a different environment being in there for 5 minutes. But I've had long fights, so like I've had a couple of decision wins as well. So it's not going to be nothing I haven't seen before.
Yeah, we obviously have massive respect for the FAI and SPG Charlestown. But Jared, like you're obviously making your debut, and Ciaran's he's 5 fights into his pro career. Do you think that like when Ciaran's name came to you, do you think that it was like, did you hesitate a bit because he's obviously 5 fights into his career and you're making your debut?
No, do you know what? We actually, and nothing to do with anything. I just remember Paul was like, "We're struggling to get fights. We're struggling to get fights." I remember at one stage they had a lad coming over from Sweden or something, and then there was lads from England looking to fight me, and I was like, if I get given a name, I just say yeah. I don't even want to know where they're from or who they are. But what I said to Paul was, I goes, Paul, ask for Ciaran Mulholland because I know he's game and he'll fight. Know what I mean? I know he's a good fight as well, and obviously I feel like I can beat anybody. So it wasn't that I was like, he has a couple of fights. I know he has great experience, but at the end of the day, I'm moving around with lads every week. Like he's saying in his gym, he used to be the best in his gym. Now he's going in and having hard rounds. We've always had that. You always have them hard rounds in the gym. So when I was saying like looking for fights, I was like, fucking hell, I was like, why don't we just ask Ciaran Mulholland? I know he's game and he'll go for it, know what I mean? And he comes out looking to fight. It's like that's one thing that's consistent with him. You never see him like give away easy wins in amateur or anything. He was always a tough fight. So I knew coming onto the pro scene, if I'm gonna make a bang on the pro scene, why not fight one of the best?
Yeah. Ciaran, what about yourself? When Ger Harris's name came to you, like what did you think?
I wasn't too surprised about like yourself. I sort of know we have that real Irish brass, and we short the fight on everybody. So I wasn't too surprised he took the fight, but I was glad he did because he's a real high level fighter. And I'd say other than me, he's probably one of the best flyweights in the country. So it's a good fight for myself, and it's also a good fight for all the fans. There's a lot of hate behind it, and it's for good reason. It's two of the best in the country wanting to fight each other. You hear boxing all the time, they avoid each other. You hear guys getting a record potted. My pro debut, I fought Nathan Fletcher. Jared Harris on his pro debut fighting Ciaran Mulholland. There's no padding in MMA. There's no padding on guys who want to be the best. And that's exactly what you've got two guys who want to be the best, and they're going to fight the best in the country they can.
Yeah, exactly. That's why this event is not, you cannot miss it. Ross, for the people that are at home, it's not going to be on pay-per-view. So if you want to watch it, you're going to have to go to it. But like, what can people expect at the Devonish on the 5th of March, Ross?
Yeah, well, like to me, all eyes are on this main event. You have, Ciaran Mulholland. He's walking in with the belt, coming out of Fight Academy Ireland. They were the best gym in the country last year. There's no doubt about it. Paul Hughes and John McColgan both won world titles out of that gym last year. The year couldn't have been any better for him. But like Ger Harris, IMAF gold medalist. Like it's well known that he actually did struggle to get fights. No one wanted to sign the contract to fight this man. And coming out of his own gym, you have the likes of Max Lally, who's probably the most touted prospect in the entire country. Andreas Binder went undefeated last year. Like these guys have unbelievable bodies in their gym, and I can't wait to see what these two put on in the cage. I think there's only about 30 tickets left, so make sure to get them.
This is only the start of the year, boys, and this probably line up to be fight of the year already. Expect a high pace and expect fucking fireworks. Me and this young fella are coming for it, and I'm buzzing. This is what it's all about now. You come here and we fight the best. But yeah, know what I mean? We're 3 weeks out, and it feels good to be back and having the ball rolling with a fight and knowing that this young fella's going nowhere and he's here to fight, and I'm looking forward to it because that's all you ever want, know what I mean? It's not worse when you have cunts pulling out. You want someone who's going to be, like, I want to be able to say, yeah, I'm fighting this young fella in 3 weeks and not being like, this cunt might pull out or this might happen or that might happen. you know what's going down. Those our two names are on the card. You know, both of us are going out for it. Know what I mean? And being the main event, I'm sure Ciaran has a great following up there, and I'm going to bring up a good following, and I'll continue. I will do continuous for the card. But this is gonna be a fucking smasher. So if you haven't got tickets yet, go fucking get them, because you're not gonna see a more high paced and fucking exciting flyweight fight for the rest of the year probably, unless we fight again.
This is exactly why we love covering the sport. This is exactly why we love covering Irish MMA, and this is exactly why this fight is unmissable, Ross.
Yeah, absolutely. Ciaran, I want to ask yourself a question. Do you feel being the champ, being closer to home, you'll have that big hometown support, and will that make a difference to you?
Difference? No, I even through COVID, I sort of like zone in. Absolutely love the atmosphere after the fight when I get the finish and whatever else. But sort of when I make that walk, I'm just in a pure zone. So going into the fight, it'll not make a massive difference. But after the fight, I'll just soak all the atmosphere and sort of suck it all up. It may be hard. It could be hard for Jer. He's gonna be walking into probably over 100 tickets, 150 tickets sold. I'm sure he's gonna bring an army of his own. He may even bring 100 people up. It's going to be an absolute banging atmosphere as well, a banging fight. But in terms of sort of atmosphere and like bringing the balance up, I'm just really laser focused on the guys in front of me and not who's in the crowd, not who's sort of
still fill the building. You wouldn't have to put anybody else on the card, and we'd still fill the whole place. Know what I mean? It'd be no problem. But one thing about that is, like, I've never fought in Dublin. Know what I mean? So Cage Conflict would want to get a card down Airways, because I've never fought at home, so I've never had a home crowd. Know what I mean? Doesn't matter who's there. At the end of the day, there's only two geezers in that cage, and that's me and himself.
And are you bringing the crowd up with you, Jar?
Yeah, I'm bringing a good crowd. Looking, I have a good few tickets sold. I'm looking to get more down, because they're all gone, and I have loads asking. So I'd be looking, if I could get 150 tickets, I'd sell 150 tickets. Know what I mean? So hopefully, fucking touch wood, nobody pulls out with a card. But if someone pulls out, hopefully I get that tickets and I can fucking bring it up. It'd be fucking. Yeah, it's great. Adds to the atmosphere of the night, and obviously when fucking the fight's all over and it's all said and done, and it's all up in smoke, that's when it matters. Your family, your friends are there. You can enjoy yourself then and fucking soak it all up, like Ciaran said. It's fucking it adds to the night, like. So yeah, no, it should be a cracker, like. Yeah, I'm fucking buzzed.
Yeah, if there's a rematch, we can sell out the Tree Arena. Cage Conflict, listen out for that, right? But lads, before we wrap things up, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to, or is there any sponsors you want to mention? Jared, we'll let you go first.
Yeah, big shout out to Philly McMahon and our BDO7 and Alan Kinsley of AK Pulse. He's actually in SBJ Charlestown as well. For the two boys jumping onto me camp, Alan helped me with me conditioning, and Philly me strength and conditioning. Also Tristan Kennedy looking after me nutrition. Then all the lads in the gym, Owen, me coach, he's fucking, know what I mean? Nobody like. Then Paul, me management, Paul Fogarty at One Hit Management. That's all really. I've kept it small. No, didn't bother with looking like sponsors. This camp or anything like that. Just keep me eye on the ball and fucking book all that other shit that will come, because when you bring fireworks, everything will join it. Know what I mean? I only want to add to the fire. So yeah, and actually one more, Alpha Mechanical, Vincent Gertie from Alpha Mechanical. He's looking after me since I'm amateur. So can't thank that fella enough. He's a blade star, that fella. Yeah.
Brilliant. Ciaran, what about yourself? Anyone you need to shout out?
So I want to thank Shredder Meal Plans for coming on board. They're looking after my Tracy Village camp. Another girl come on board, Debbie Doherty. I put a post up about her. You can check her out. She does management, so she sort of like helps you for financial management. She's a real great girl, and I want to thank Conor Manning, because he's with me from day one. He's a real good sponsor to have. I mean, the Hoops Barbers, they were with me from day one, from before I even had my first amateur fight. They were on board. All the lads in the gym obviously push me every night. We train 6-7 days a week at the minute. It's absolutely fly up in Fight Academy Ireland, and all the boys are absolute animals.
And just before we wrap things up, is there anything you want to say to each other, lads, just before you go face to face on March 5th in the Devonish?
Yeah, best of skill. Fucking look forward to seeing you there. Know what I mean?
That's it. Best is skill. I know you're only show up, so let's fucking throw some leather and let's get it.
Yeah, let's let it fly, fella. Fucking.
Love it. Ross, anything else to say before we wrap this up? These two lads are ready to rock and roll today.
No, guys,
it.
make sure you follow both boys. Absolute legends. If you are watching this video, make sure to like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell to not miss any more Energized content. And as always, stay energized.
Stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.